Welcome in, learner. It is so great to have you with us today. We've got a really thought-provoking exploration into the source material today.
Oh, absolutely. It's a good one.
Yeah, it's based on a workbook called The Art of Healing by Martin Linlove. And he's a coach with like over 30 years of experience, lots of certifications in emotional intelligence, that sort of thing.
Right. He really knows his stuff.
Exactly. And the hook here, the big paradigm shift, is that healing isn't actually about becoming a quote-unquote better version of yourself.
Right. Which goes against, everything we're usually taught.
Totally. He argues it's actually about unlearning the survival mechanisms that are, masking your true self. So, okay, let's unpack this.
Yeah, I love that framing.
So our agenda for today, we are going to identify our hidden survival patterns, then we'll calculate their hidden costs, and finally learn the practical steps of subtraction to just, uncover the authentic self.
Which is so needed right now.
I mean, whether you're prepping for some massive high-stakes meeting or just trying to navigate daily stressors without completely burning out, this framework is basically a shortcut to recognizing why you react the way you do.
Yeah, it's incredibly practical. And to actually unlearn those survival mechanisms, we really first have to recognize what they look like, in the wild.
Right. Like, how do they actually show up?
Exactly. And Linlove talks about this concept of the survival self. Basically, these are behaviors we developed as coping mechanisms for past trauma or, just really intense challenges.
Got it. So they helped us survive back then.
Yes, but now they just operate totally on autopilot. The text highlights some really specific symptoms like chronic people-pleasing.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's a big one.
Or overworking to constantly prove your worth, staying completely silent just to avoid conflict, or hypervigilance, just always waiting for the other shoe to drop.
That sounds exhausting. It's almost like, imagine wearing a heavy suit of winter armor in the middle of summer just because you once survived a terrible blizzard.
That is a brilliant way to put it.
I mean, it kept you safe then, obviously, but now you're just dragging it around and it's exhausting you.
Exactly. And the workbook actually has an exercise where you trace these traits back to their sources. So you look at childhood family dynamics or maybe early workplace environments.
Like a really toxic first boss or something.
Right, exactly. Or even broader cultural norms. You have to write down the specific events that forged those traits.
To make it real, I guess.
Yes, to transform those kind of abstract, fuzzy memories into concrete realities on paper.
Right, because once we identify that we are wearing this heavy armor, we need to honestly calculate the toll it takes on our daily lives. Every adaptation comes with a bill.
Oh, absolutely. And what's fascinating here is how these costs just kind of stack up over time without us noticing.
How so? Like, what kind of costs are we talking about from the workbook?
Well, take people-pleasing, for example. It costs you your personal identity, right? Because you're just molding to what others want, and that eventually builds massive resentment.
Oh, yeah, that silent, seething resentment. I know that one.
Exactly. Or avoiding conflict. You think you're keeping the peace, but you're actually losing your authentic self-expression.
You just stop saying what you actually mean.
Right. And then when you numb those emotions, it can lead to addiction or just an absolute inability to process the original trauma.
Okay, wait. I want to push back on one of these, though. What about perfectionism?
Okay. Yeah.
Because, isn't setting really high standards a good thing for productivity? Like, that's how you get promoted, right?
It's a very common question, but Linlove makes a clear distinction. When perfectionism acts as a survival pattern, it's not actually about doing good work.
Wait, really? What is it about then?
It's an illusion of control. The text explains that it actually leads to chronic anxiety, brutal self-criticism, and this paralyzing fear of failure.
Oh, I see. So you're not striving for excellence, you're just running from criticism.
Exactly. You totally lose the ability to actually enjoy any of your accomplishments because you're just exhausted from maintaining that armor.
Wow, okay. That is a heavy bill to pay.
Yeah.
But now that we see that steep cost, how do we actually stop paying it? We have to rethink what healing actually means.
We do. It requires a whole new mindset.
Yeah. And here's where it gets really interesting, because the workbook's central thesis is that healing is actually a subtraction process.
I love that concept.
Right. Like, you don't need to become anyone new. You just need to let go of what isn't truly you in the first place.
Yes. And there's a really great practical reflection exercise in the text for this.
Oh, let's hear it.
So first, you identify just one single survival pattern. Then you literally write down all the anxieties you hold about not meeting the perceived expectations around it.
Okay, getting it all out on the page.
Exactly. And once you've done that, you vividly imagine how life would feel without it.
Just visualizing it. I mean, for everyone listening, just imagine how your relationships or maybe your career would change literally today if you dropped just one burden.
Just one.
Like, what if you dropped the need to overwork just to get your boss's approval? Imagine how much lighter you'd feel walking into the office.
It's powerful. But, letting go sounds great in theory. In practice, dropping those long-held habits will trigger old anxieties.
Oh, of course. The brain doesn't want to let go of the armor.
Right. So we need practical tools to navigate that transition. Feeling awkward or feeling kind of inauthentic at first is a completely normal part of releasing those ingrained patterns.
So what does this all mean for the person trying to change? It's kind of like switching from writing with your right hand to your left, isn't it?
Oh, that's a great comparison.
Like it feels super clunky and just wrong at first, but with persistent conscious repetition, it eventually becomes natural.
Yes, exactly. And the key to surviving that really awkward, clunky phase is self-awareness. It vastly improves your emotional management and your decision-making during the transition.
So how do we build that self-awareness in the moment?
Well, Linlove details specific techniques for self-talk. But crucially, he points out a really unique instruction. You actually must acknowledge and express anger first.
Wait, anger before doing any of the positive stuff?
Yes. You have to express the anger first to create emotional space. If you just jump straight to positive affirmations, it won't work. The body has to feel the anger to release the tension.
That makes so much sense. We always try to just positive think our way out of being mad.
Exactly, and it backfires. So once you've acknowledged the anger, then you can challenge the negative thoughts, like catastrophizing, where you tell yourself, oh no, everything is going to fall apart if I stop people-pleasing.
Right, the doom spiral. So you challenge that.
Yes, and you replace those catastrophic thoughts with grounded I statements.
I really like that. And speaking of grounding it in reality, the workbook has a final, very practical 7-day challenge.
That does, yeah.
Basically, you keep a log for 7 days to track when you are acting on autopilot versus when you are consciously choosing your behavior.
Which is incredibly eye-opening when you actually sit down and do it. It really summarizes the overarching lesson here. That true success lies in understanding and accepting yourself, not in maintaining an illusion of control. The real goal is to cultivate internal validation rather than relying on external opinions to constantly prop you up.
That is so profound. And to help with that, there are 2 really powerful mantras from the text that I want everyone to carry with them today.
Let's hear them.
The first is asking yourself throughout the day, is this me or is this who I learned to be?
I love that one.
Right. And the second is just stating, I give myself permission to release the survival version of myself.
Just taking the armor off.
Exactly. Which leaves us with the final lingering question for everyone listening. If Martin Linlove is right, and 90% of the work to transform into your new self is just unlearning, what is the very first piece of survival armor you would take off today if you knew absolutely no one would judge you for it?
That is a phenomenal question to sit with. Well, thank you so much for joining us on this exploration, everyone.
We wish you a beautiful journey full of courageous subtraction. See you next time.
If this podcast resonates with you, the Art of Healing course offers a guided path to integrate this work deeply.